Hey survivors, it's Angie Atkinson. Happy. So histrionic personality disorder is often, let me think of a good example here. Your everyday average attention whore might have histrionic personality disorder. You know anyone like that? Well, let's talk about it. So the disorder is characterized by, let's say, a very big interest in getting attention. It's drawing attention of other people. And actually it doesn't really matter much to a person with HPD, whether the person is excited and happy about them or not. In some cases, positive and negative attention are tolerated. Of course, they always want positive, but if they can't get that, they'll take...
I think the ghost fucked my husband.
I'm sorry, what?
Negative too. So let me just give you the clinical definition to start with, okay? So here it goes. According to Psychology Today, histrionic personality disorder is characterized by constant attention-seeking, emotional overreaction, and suggestibility. So a person with this condition will tend to over-dramatize situations. They might impair relationships. They might be depressed. They might have lots of drama. They might be the person on Facebook who's always got something to complain about or whine about or cry about. It's a start. Okay. But what is it? What does it look like? Like I said, so let me just give you the clinical same people who will, behave outrageously. These are the same people who will throw temper tantrums. These are the same people who will generally just not be ignored. Do you understand what I mean? It's true. Histrionic personality disorder. But before we go, right, so what is the difference between HPD and NPD? Well, with narcissistic personality disorder in general, the people who, are suffering with it, the people who are affected by it, the people who have it, they typically exhibit really unstable emotions. They're all over the map, and they have this extreme sense of inflated self-importance. And they think they're better than other people, while a person with HPD is the other way around, because they actually feel extremely vulnerable because of their high level of emotion, and they need constant approval from their peers and rarely get it because they are associated with being so inappropriate all the time. They act seductive to their best friend's husband, or they, flirt with their pastor, or they exaggerate behaviors in inappropriate ways at inappropriate times, or they manipulate and indulge themselves to the point of embarrassing other people, and they generally do all of that because they feel like they're not good enough, and like that's the only kind of attention they can get. There's the big difference, my friend.
Now, in regards to the video I made yesterday with the Madako Iblis, the Imros of Shaitan, Odu Bilal min Dalik. This is a continuation of that video and how the modern woman has both histrionic personality disorder, but also narcissistic personality disorder. Because with the advent of, for example, OnlyFans, right? With the advent of Instagram and how these people actively recruit models on Instagram, with how easy it is for this, modern women have both things, okay? They're not going to just have one thing, they have both of them. Some of them are in different, I want to say some of them are in different, in different forms. Some of them are higher. Some of them are lower. But when you see women like this, what I'm about to show you, if it works right, just give me a moment. Hold on just a minute. When you see women like this, what I'm about to show you,
This person says, this week I chat with a guy and he wanted to meet up. I said, which restaurant are you suggesting? He said, going to the park. Boy, bye. We are not in high school anymore. We're not in middle school. We're not 16. Why are you taking me to a park? I'm a grown woman who has a job, who pays my bills, who's a good member to society, but yet the only effort you're giving me is taking me to a damn park. I am not a dog. I can take myself to a damn park if I wanted to go to a park. Why the bare minimum effort? Why the zero effort interest, and then you think that's acceptable? Absolutely not, sir. Get it together. Get it together. This person said,
now, you can see the outline of this Sasquatch. This Creek Sasquatch, okay? She has more chins, well, we can call her turkey neck. Turkey neck has more chins than the Chinese alphabet, right? However, she has this inflated ego and this self-entitlement that, you know, despite the way she looks, she has the audacity to say, I'm this, I'm a she even brought in the fact that she's a model citizen to society. What the hell does that have to do with dating? Unless you're looking for a felon or something like that. I don't know. But what does this mean for us as men? What does this really mean for guys who have checked out? They're walking with their wallets, they're walking with their feet, and they're also walking with their mindset, and they're walking with their heart, right? The most important thing that they walk with. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, said, there's a lump of flesh in the body that if that lump of flesh is sick, the whole body will be sick. And if the lump of flesh is good, the whole body will be good. And that's the heart. And it goes back to the video that I had, Madako Iblis, the inroads of Shaitan into the heart. Now, what does this mean for us? What is the counter strategy to their histrionic personality disorder and also their narcissistic personality disorder? Okay.
this week I chat with a guy.
What's the option? They even have a podcast. I'm fat and I date high value men. I can't make this up. Okay, I don't know if you can read the writing, but this actually says right here, I'm fat and I date high value men. Which just goes to show you more histrionic personality disorder and also narcissistic personality disorder. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace, and then others of these sciences, that's the difference between us and them. And what I mean by us, I mean like traditional Muslim men who love traditional Islam and won't accept anything but traditional Islam, you know, and what that entails. Is that we actually call our scholars scientists. You know, we don't call them psychologists, or we don't call them we don't say psychiatric help. We just have scientists, because at the end of the day, when you really think about Islam, the way scholars were back in the day, they were not only just scholars of the book, but they were scholars of the heart. They were basically, they basically were there for them to prescribe what is needed to basically get things done the right way and end up in a good way, end up good, end up good, have a peaceful life and things of that nature, right? Now, it needs to be said, and this is going to be a shorter video than the one yesterday. This is going to be a shorter video. What must we do as men to not only fall into the web of their narcissistic personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder? There are some things that we must do. Now, one thing I want to say, okay? This is one thing I want to say. One thing I would like to say right now, okay? About this whole situation is that women, although they're actually like they're unhinged now. They do anything. Women are not really checking for men's like OnlyFans like that. And women, they will watch porn and stuff like that, but it's not really as much. You don't really have a lot of women like leaving comments on pages for like guys who like just are typical models. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the apex guys or like the high apex Pookie Ray Ray types, like for example, NBA Youngboy and things like that, the comments go endless. Like Drake, the comments they're endless comments. Okay, that's just the bottom line. Now, what must be said is that it is more likely for a man to desire a woman in that kind of way, like meaning like leave comments and things like that on their page and what have you. But the key for us who are going to make our hijrah and make Exodus, the key for us, okay, this is going to be a key thing for us. I'm not talking to the ones who have settled and said they're going to just settle with these women. I'm not talking to you. Like, so the simps and the race loyal people, I'm not really talking to you. Because the thing is, you can be race loyal outside of the United States. That's the thing. But you just feel like these women are queens, and really they're queens of the damn. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. They're queens of the damn. Now, I have a book, a digitalized manuscript that was given to me by my teacher, may God preserve him, that says that you should preserve your eyes. Okay? What it means is that and this is very hard to do, but this is like something that you can discipline yourself to do. And it will keep you out the wrath of histrionic personality disorder women and also narcissistic personality disorder women, which is the majority of modern women, right? Do not make the beauties of women the place of gazing with your eyes. For then the immensity of Allah Azza wa Jal will be removed from your heart. Therefore be wary of them. For the beauties of women is coal of hell to your eyes, a hardness which causes your hearts to die, an illness which disfigures your faith, with your faith, and sickness which makes you remote from your sovereign. Now, in addition to that, the beauties of women, as it says in this, And lowering the gate, like the beauties of women is an ocean of poison, and lowering the gaze is a ship. Whoever balances the ship will be saved, and whoever refuses will be drowned. Ibn Abdul Majid said, "Lower your gaze, for indeed in the lowering of the gaze, it increases the perfection of one's faith. It increases the believer in physical beauty, and it increases shaitan in punishment, or Satan. It renews the obedience in your hearts. It initiates the signs of belief in your breasts. You are able to attain advantage of spiritual good from the words of the Gnostics, and you are able to abandon harm from which weighs on the backs of the heedless." It also says, "The sight resembles a polished mirror. The beauties of women become manifest in this mirror. While the hearts gaze upon whatever manifests in it, especially when the sight is content with this. Whoever has the characteristics, then his forelock is in the hands of Satan." So what I'm saying is, essentially, by ignoring women and not even looking at them, being in your own zone, no matter how pretty they are, is essentially like not giving in to their histrionic narcissistic personality disorders. The thing is I recommend this because it's better for you to do this, and the thing is that when it comes to these modern women's hearts, right? Let me see. Like it's better for you. Like only good can be produced with you. And I hate to say it, but a lot of modern women are starting to even look the same. Like when you look at, for example, your typical Keisha, right? When you look at your typical Keisha, what kind of characteristics does she have? She's overweight usually. She has fake eyelashes, like fake eyelashes. She has long nails. And she has hella tattoos usually. And she has horse weave or something like that. Like that's a typical characteristic. When you look at your Karen, when you look at your typical Karen, what does she look like? Usually unhinged, right? Like usually like just like kind of unkept a little bit, like mad tattoos as well, right? Even if she's college educated or whatever the case may be. And basically, I'm saying this to say that it's not really, there's nothing to really gain from giving them attention, like it's just like typical. And you'll save money for the bigger picture. I'll show you something right now. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video with this. It's gonna be short, but I have like a lot of books, right? I have more books than this. My library is pretty cold, you know, but I'm just showing you, right? That like what kind of books I'm into. I'm just showing you guys. So the thing is, these books could possibly be bought by me. Those books that I showed you could possibly be bought by me if I did sign up to a OnlyFans website or OnlyFans websites or foot fetish websites or hand fetish websites or sending women money for her bathwater or sending women money for her farts or doing something like that, doing some far out stuff or going on dates, like paying for dates, flying a woman out. You know, there was this one Cape Verdean woman who even said that, you know, I have feelings for you and that if you would have flied me out, I would have came. But I had to politely decline and say, I have to buy a drone. I can't fly you out, you know. My drone is more important than that, you know, than flying you out. So what I'm saying is that the ultimate benefit that come from starving these women and not feeding their histrionic and narcissistic personality disorders is you save the financial resources for the bigger picture, which is a wife which is going to a place where you can find a wife who, when you acknowledge and treat her right and thank her and actually do things that are good for her, she's going to do things better for you, if you know what I mean. Those women still exist, right? But they just don't exist in the United States. You're not going to find them in the United States. Bottom line is you're not going to find them. You're not going to find them. So what I recommend is being in monk mode. And yes, it's a lonely path. I'm not going to lie. It's lonely, you know. I'm not going to sit here and cap. It's lonely, but the thing is that I've become so comfortable with being alone that like it no longer bothers me. Like I'm never like one of those type of people who like maybe a simp suffers from this, where he's like feeling like, oh, I'm so lonely and you know, I just really want companionship and that I will like delete myself if I don't get it. I'm not like that. I don't need it. I'm cool. You know, I'm good. You know, I'm in my what we call my owl. I call my abode my owl because it's just like a term where you use for where you're planning things, where you're like reading, when you're studying, where you're praying, where you're training and things like that. So that's the way I look at it. So my message with this video is just take heed to what I read and just not even look at ignoring modern women as a means of like getting your power back, but look at it as a means of protecting yourself from their histrionic and narcissistic personality disorders, which have been laid out and have described modern women. But anyhow, with that being said, SYS MB, Save Yourself Muslim Brother, and SYS, I should say, and just push the line, and everything should be good. Jarama. And by the way, thank you to the 100 people who decided to subscribe to this channel And maybe we do a giveaway. You know, maybe when I reach 150, we do a giveaway. If you're a reader, maybe I post mail you one of these books. You know, one of my books. But with that being said, guys, off until the next one. Fuller signing out. Njadam.